My former MP.
Chairman General.
Ya Kokrokoo ya na nyi.
Oh, Chairman General say bibia nyame be no. Onim say after the election no me call na me sra one of my favorite asofo no I'm in service.
Okay.
And operation or see who would have believed say when Joseph was being sold, now the one behind the plot was God himself. And I see who would have believed that when Christ was being manhandled, the one behind the plot was God himself.
Yeah.
Who would have believed? Say when Joseph was actually going into prison, the one orchestrating the imprisonment was God himself. So point now and say sometimes there is an outcome any day we expect it, but the chief orchestrator can be from the top. Now because he knows the end from the beginning, only he can tell why it is the best result for now. Now Ochinano will be in the position to appreciate better. And the Chairman General, luckily, like I said in one of my posts, you don't need to hold an office for you to serve. If service is what brings you joy, there is always an opportunity to keep on impacting people and community. And the Chairman General, for God and country, we are following your steps. We are here.
In service to God and country.
Service to God and country.
Very, very necessary. Indeed.
Support and
Pacho media still.
Chairman General, I did come from Diagro. And say, last night me catch up, say, how come say sometimes some human beings to me say be ungrateful.
Yeah.
Obi aya don. And now nobody catch him say, na Bible story no man tia na Jesus or he lead 10 no. Bakupena and see it means that only 10% of human beings are expected to show gratitude.
Exactly.
Going by that statistics. And Teacher General, I appreciate everything. Now me what to say tomorrow will be better than today. So it is that hope that makes us wake up and keep on going. Until Yankupon Shao. Now Misu Miniaji say finally the storm has begun to recede. And when I say the storm, the COVID-19, exactly a year ago, first week in March, and Ghana recorded its first cases of COVID-19, about 4 imported cases. And
here we are back first week.
Exactly, first
in
week
March.
in March. We are deploying the vaccines. And the deployment of vaccines signifies the beginning of the end of every pandemic. It is the beginning of the end.
The deployment of vaccines signifies the beginning of the end
of every pandemic.
Nachichi when say
Nyakupa dom na yensaka fast say na yensaka na started one for citizens a drone a chese yare no ni wie ya na ahyase no ni wie ye ahyase na
Brenna no ase anisa.
No, in fact it's not about even it's about eradication.
The end. Okay.
The end.
The beginning of the end of the eradication.
Exactly. Now eradication means that you have 0 incidents globally, the whole world.
Okay.
Just say no record cases.
Just a real
but elimination is 0 incidents within your jurisdiction. We are not targeting elimination. The world is targeting eradication. And it is possible because area unya sebi and what so afibo maximum within 2 weeks. Either by the grace of God you survive, you recover, or you unfortunately die. Now once vaccines are coming, there are 3 things. Vaccines. The first one is to protect you from getting the virus, which is protect you from infection. And then I can say AstraZeneca about 67 to 70%, Pfizer 95. And we are protecting you from even getting mild symptoms. Just one yakra.
Okay.
But what people forget, which is the most crucial, is that 85 to 90% of the time, all the vaccines approved are able to keep you away from severe illness, which is the most critical thing because it is severe illness that makes you land in the hospital. And all the studies.
There's a cell by Yari.
And the vaccine, Sebi, say, anti-me and prevent you from getting even mild cold and now cough. I just say one COVID. A baby who buy from severe illness. And no is assured and guaranteed with all approved vaccines.
Okay.
Whether Sputnik, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, BioNTech, Novavax, Janssen from Johnson & Johnson, whichever vaccine is approved has the potential to keep you away from severe illness and ultimately keep you away from death. In fact, mortality, so we from vaccine, from COVID-19, is almost 100% in terms of protection from the vaccines. Until 1995, 70, and we total protection so that you don't get the virus at all. Okay. Not even a mild symptom, not even a mild headache or mild fever or joint pain, but severe illness. The studies have shown that, in fact, as we speak, Israel, they vaccinated most of their people above 60 years. And guess what? COVID cases in above 60 has dropped by close to 42%.
Wow.
Hospitalization in Israel has dropped by 33%. And not only Israel, UK, Italy. Amana now COVID. Overwhelm chese. Omo put all resources together. And now things are getting better. Now
one question maybe Sanwatwa so into your walls happening here. It's interesting how the start here is the first on my list, so we can continue from there. Yeah, the Wawa immunity for how long?
General.
Yes.
Me card na me kita na nini.
Hey, yeah, what dada?
General, send me a health worker.
That's true. Yeah, I'm refused.
Staff role.
Oh, that's what like man.
Me a pro bono. Me a pro bono. Me call General.
Good.
When I always try to keep 1 or 2 days for the hospital in a week, and the reason is simple. Is the only way to have a practical idea of what is happening on the ground in terms of health delivery in this country, which I always want to be in tune.
Sure.
And see, now, question was it?
Mrs. Yawawa, lasted how long? Immunity.
Okay, good. And see, before our vaccines are approved, they go through different stages of trials and experiments and research. Phase 1 or phase 2 or phase 3. Phase 1 is mostly the preclinical. Just in fact, money pakra. You try war and say safe. Phase 2, in a very few people. Few, just say about 100. Now I should say, how does it play out in them? Normally also looking at safety. Like in phase 3 now, phase 3 and phase 4 is large population. And before our vaccine be approved, even emergency approval, now I call at least 3 phases. The intermaker when they say, even when you are deploying the vaccines, you monitor, you follow for things like the Wabisano. And nobody can tell you emphatically, say, when you get the vaccines, you get protection for, let's say, 10 years or 20 years. The study I say, antibody count, just as soldier for our immunity, and you're strong enough to protect you from getting the virus or falling severely. This is how we get to know your question. People who have gotten the you better follow him across the world. And to Ghana, Accra, you better pick a few people or Dr. Kobo in a year's time. Now you're checking the antibody count. You're checking a very good. Just a confirmation 1 year crop protection is good.
Okay.
2 years time, we'll take that antibody count. If they take the antibody count in 5 years and it's still good, then scientists can tell you that this vaccine, 5 years after taking it, keeps its 3 features of 70% protection, 85% protection from severe illness, and 100% protection from death.
But for now, you need to mean kind of emphatically.
For now, we know that the protection is sufficient for the years ahead. Exactly how many years,
you can't tell.
The studies will reveal. And scientists are very careful. The entire AstraZeneca 2 doses, and say, for first day, trials, you measure more antibody count. And I won't say, unya booster, so everything I won't say, it is based on the trials na and as we speak, Johnson & Johnson for vaccine now South Africa has started rolling out trials now say antibody count is sufficient to say the AstraZeneca 2 types. ATBB follow science but safety is assured. Mrs. Safety at TSA, you have everything to benefit from the vaccine and nothing to lose. We have a principle in medicine they call the principle of do no harm. If you don't come to add anything to the person, you don't take away anything. In the vaccines are proven in our doctor, you see 70%, and 70 the over 30 me see all those 70 is from not getting the virus at all. You are saved from severe illness. Now, COVID, I am manager, tracing, testing, and treatment is to prevent you from being admitted at Ridge or East. Anti-vaccines way, our potential over 80 to 90% of keeping you away from Ridge, and ultimately it will keep you away from death.
Ridge, East, UGMC, everywhere.
Now, when it keeps you away from Ridge, one casa, life is preserved. health workers our life preserved. Pressure echo from the state saves resources, and psychologically we all now prepare to open up the economy. Now there's one other thing, so say we mean by no the automatic vaccines deployment starts to break down the transmission chain. The deployment of vaccines serves as breakers, walls in the transmission chain. Enti ena kasai mi ba hana obi asomudo no mu na owo virus no na minsa kan anka e was say minya COVID-19, but because I've been vaccinated, the virus will struggle to get established in my system. So the wall becomes Dr. Koboy. I will not take it home. But minya vaccine anka from peace na mi fear ever record cases. Enti here very very good news say obi sen krofo kakra nya vaccine now omo be barriers population no mu o sha now o virus no ends at that person's place. It will not cross him to the next person. Now we'll slow down transmission, we'll slow, and then I will do place the herd immunity. When almost 70 to 80% of population are vaccinated, in fact sometimes even 70%, some even say 60%. You have a situation where if all virus now, almost every person you meet is likely to say one year vaccine. So they all serve as wars. So your virus stays with you. Either you recover or say you die, which is very unlikely. There's a small chance. So the point is that Ghana is aiming by October, maybe Dr. Chiano, head of the Ghana's expanded program of immunization, or a very hardworking gentleman and in the team, Dr. Kuma Wajimi, so the new Kasano Pai. According to your plan, Ghana was an efficient system for deploying vaccines. So efficient that these 600,000 doses, according to them, in 7 to 8 days, it will go. In 7 to 8 days, we have the capacity to deploy this volume of vaccines. The good news also is that between now and May, now from the same as COVAX, WHO platform, we are expecting about 2 million more.
2 million there also.
2 million. And this week, end of this week, the Indian government, as a token or a gift, is giving 50,000 doses. So, as of us here, the sources are numerous. My former boss, Honorable Kokrokoo, is in touch with the Russian embassy. The Sputnik vaccine, peer review by many scientists, I would say, its efficacy is very solid. Just like the AstraZeneca, it is almost 100% keeping you away from death and severe illness. So, and also, plans. We are looking at between 5 to 10 million vaccines. So, vaccines in India, one shot. Minkaza or 2 or 3, but you drew group no more. Vaccines to be available.
My member, some of in common be a Kokrokoo. Obviously, Presec Legon is proud of Dr. Koboy, and Ghana must thank Presec. But ask him if he needs a second wife. I have a cousin for him. Michael sends that one. Doc, it's supposed to be a direct question.
Sanga, my wife in the program.
It's to be Casa. It's to be Casa. And then a very good morning to you, Na Dede, who's listening to us. And then happy birthday to Mr. William DeBoards, a.k.a. Loving C. That's the name everybody knows. Happy birthday to you, Loving C. God richly bless you, my brother. Have a great birthday. Now, Doc, bisa na no pay me Dr. Patrick Mabwaji ekasa no. Me bisa ne bi, but wo ha dia me bisa. Omampanyin na do awobi. Ne ho ka Fante Rebecca awobi. Vice President Baumia awobi. Ne ho ka fo Samira awo. Council of State na Nadwa Ben Srebo wawo. Simpanyifo ne bi Council of State so awobi. Menyanti say Chief Justice I will be IGP Chief of Army Staff Mpanyinfo bebre Dr. Koboy I will be Atekokoswo His Majesty the Asante Hene I will be e wo mu say sampanyinfo nyina awo pane bi and so still former President Kufo wa will be former President Mahama ne ho ka fo Lodina o ma will be eye adia or say a shenkrofun crying. Eya ho amankofo so sabio and ye tipending crofwe. Na so mumpa will be a or senki yensu yenya areshemu say bit me awo. And so Brony Becker, the skeptics are there. Omo nyini. Omo musuro. Omo mu fi say yes he be queen.
Yeah.
Yes he be ma obema wu. Yes you oba be say wa wo de. We are Dr. Me just watch even more stories than I have. Omo we revelations in the Bible. Omo be intimate. My colleague pharmacist, Dr. Kwame Sapo Esiedum. Ne kasai. Also no I want to do two ni na Pfizer de no. Na so far no umfu abemben. And na ne hwene nchia na na so nye kese na ni team pie. Inti no inti kofo nyina wo ho a they serve as indicators say o say timi wo bi. Mene Dr. Sapo Esiedum kasa no o say ewiase afa na nyina as 2 days ago. Over 271 million vaccines.
Yeah.
And I yawo.
Yeah.
So conspiracy theories, social media, and comfort church will be say near question, how do we deal with it? Oh, now we are in the line. If I were a frontline worker,
Yeah.
and now you're a big advocate and so, how do we deal with it?
Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Say Chief Imam won it,
Oh, Chief Mama.
Good.
Meaning, let me be sir. Meaning, I haven't heard.
From your list,
Yeah, not okay.
Prominent persons, not account, but Senator Maker, I know, meaning say Sheikh IC Kwe, our
Ibrahim Kujokwe.
I've not seen the images yet. Ebia, meaning say what deploy, but Sheikh IC Kwe and Apai Michano. Look at me, leadership, Obi define leadership. Say leadership is example. Leadership is action. Leadership is motion. Leadership is this is it. This is just and you say this must be it. But the old church mono wakasa oye.
Chief Imam.
You've confirmed it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Chief Imam Gamanche Asantehene.
Good.
And others take
the idea me beside and say Miss Mami assistance MMU research kakra on vaccine acceptability.
Okay.
66% of Ghanaians said they wouldn't take the vaccine. In Accra, urban area, in Tuko Drew Sebi. Krasia. Now, the other surprising is that respondents in the Bible vaccine, they will not take it. They won't cry health workers. Now, Ebimu, tertiary, most of them were tertiary. Now, reason is very interesting. Some said, oh, meanwhile, because I don't know much about it. Please educate us. How to solve the problem.
Sorry to butt in with my laughter. I know it's rude, but I'll say today, please look out for bats in the skies and human beings with growing horns. If you see them, flee. The 5G vaccine is in town. And you don't need data for your smartphone. If you don't, so when say if you need data for your phone and you don't see any bats in the sky and you don't see humans with growing horns, tumuda no
so
Doc, when I say have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
It's nice to connect with you. Yes.
66%. That's about 2/3 someone vaccine. Now reasons no back say, oh, we don't know much about it. So education. Nipa sa no respondents no mama idea as to how to go about it. Ebi say, oh, I'll not take it because I'm a true Muslim. That's
really?
The rule religion. Correct. Anything I'm about Chief Imam.
Now Chief Imam on your true
because Muslim. In certain jurisdictions, in certain areas, we try to link Islam to not taking the vaccine. 80 points at me and is after President Kufuor mpanyinfo na wo ma we mu ko G vaccine afede odin kofo kasa course no start ba doctor na da be na bedru yeso mewo so the point I'm making is a lot of the tension any anxiety na misplaced now enye by accident na nkofo kasa mo vaccine some of the respondents just said I am scared.
Yeah,
it's because anti-vaccine campaigners they nkofo they be omo I didn't say vaccine a cartel. Your companies be no mudi your musica enti odi unko vaccination mo ebi mu na mo ye and I ebi mu kraji say ada na odi drobe show bi nipa duemu ama ono ama build immunity anka jai no ono emba into contact with yaye no ono anya immunity. There are people who have held this opinion for decades. San omo adweye omo di sikani energy share videos any campaign mu share no viral Ube now be a sending video be of white man be a or brony be or castle before crowd or dorsum or say show man see you find ways. Welcome me. It's true. There are white people who, whether I like it or not, are racist. But
and there are black people who are racist.
Black are racist. Need the enemy dinkra black and chain Brunia on paper binasem. Enti sad in the world. Me pamucho obroninia obroni on the way slavery. Kwasum eba African. Ono no the Basel. Any Methodist ebaye.
Any Roman, any Anglican.
So a child say Sebi nipa population be amudie yewo nipa boni ena yo nipa papa. Enti me pamucho side na say the code bi be show die na mu niama no uhwe nipa omo wo aduro no wo wiase ha sa die ni asem no Sebi ebe din say ebe yampa. Na obi so ade na enche ya 1 year na manya vaccine sa na HIV wa che now only time my HIV started, HIV started in the 80s, no. Now you need any effective treatment too. Yeah. HIV started now the mortality rate about 10 times the mortality chest and for now more than 10 times the see what we are seeing. But about saying yeah the research sika HMU bro. Now vaccine cry HIV vaccine where juma ache up to speak round they have not given up on vaccine development.
Yeah.
Now in drone I had developing for HIV. Sebi am I HIV I say blood pressure. Obi to me with HIV for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Till obe free yasi ebi at 60, 70 or 80. Just like a normal person. Sir, I want any energy na developing drone. Sir, I want na energy COVID-19 vaccine development. So point I me say onya viral infection either say obe to me anya vaccine. I be prevented yare ni say obi nya ana obenya edru a ebe treat no na nyanko
let me throw in this one too ebi na me ka say maybe say Dr. Kumabo Ajima or chechim sentisa but since you're here just for emphasis ebi so chair say when you COVID I also train 28 days ebi kwa say 90 days answer na wawo na Dr. Ka say opacho the moment you don't have any symptoms go and take your vaccine
raka me we no saka ukasa ti say no obe say a feeling a nipa no feeling any na dream by any based on science or fact. The most important thing is say person o the vaccine be mo obi a owo symptom just say be no obi a no no ho yeshi obi a ne so brain no obi no awanya ne malaria bi or treat ana bi or hwi ne yem hwi afi na onum antibiotics kakra now we start the vaccine akoma no already no the nipa dia no cut through an experience person the vaccine experience where be count into once obi was symptom or a COVID patient on whom ye afi na all get better or obi oyare a contraindication say in fact vaccine money passer because vaccine and kasa no alter physiology professor physiology say e ko mu a e was say na nipa dia ye adwuma no ensisa kakra so that ebe boama effect no I achieved as in the objective no say a person won't produce soldiers ama soldiers na won't buy from COVID so soldiers no ko mu a nipa dia ba be tani factory I started producing soldiers no ama immunity and no ye bibi ebe ma ebe wan hwa na say na ebe mu ko
so ebe beba uti ya
exactly me say me wo dey hwa nya me ebi a
one choice
say bia nanti abonti a chen raka me say ngbe nkwa me dia go outside sometimes in Korea me show me say na mo o say me pay me mfa ka me dure be na ma yimu na mo nam ko because and has a way of building exposing you to all kinds of pathogens as an disease causing organism but the point about me say manya any in fact eno am didi crache normally say na me ta didi no but in a few people no ebia obey said the need 1 or 2 days nausea kakra na on person betit but the point is that because a drone ko mu akọ boa onipa de aye adwuma bi no yem pese odi problem fufo be count to say the one kasa na otie ya nwa yeshi and one recover from COVID even 2 days or 1 day now you are stable say you kwa out me the you about me ba you can take the vaccine.
How about this thing about empenyin for me say nyame adoma afim man be the 80 obi wo ho 85 obi wo ho 87 obi wo 90 obi wo 75 enkrofo sa no esuro bi wo ho kakra o
braka assemble by it mekano from two sides.
Okay.
You can say age, advanced age, a good basis to take the vaccine. At the same time, very advanced age, be cautious sometimes in giving the vaccine.
Okay.
And the explanation is that Obianya 60 years and above. In fact, your yarebi and our comorbidities be unia and omuyi omuni. Normally after 40, 50 years, diabetes, blood pressure, and other organ problems. Most of them omuyi omuni after 50 or 60 years. Entina, ubesha omu ewo from COVID or Ghana and many other places. Omu yen crofo either say omu underlying condition onya 60 nanso or kidney patient onya 60 nanso or sickler onya 60 nanso or holy heart ono onya COVID sa complication inti otimi efri mu risk high. Now the other group your more onya 60 because onya 60 and above naturally no onya hypertension and no chance obi a onya 60 onya hypertension but me see naturally is because age was a risk factor why ni paninyaye. Now 65 70 years we obi a onya COVID vaccine ebebo but obinya 90 years. Now this is the trick. One year 90 years and 100 years our man COVID no
85 80 yes. 75
exactly obi or 85 but we share physiology say who could share no organ function we here who call lab and now corner check here I used to be 170.
Okay.
So it's a state of health. And it's not
and you universal.
Exactly. Into over 90 years. But the physiology, who share the kidney function is about I say 60, 70%, 70 years person. But 1 year 90, the kidney, the liver, the organs, no, or my home deal form. But outside the baby inti, she hano. One man of vaccine, which is supposed to help him to produce antibodies, no. Say a Jumano Amano, but more than a if you are in that process of producing, one shall now because of the very advanced age. Now some other issues, adverse effects are there can say joint pain, liver, headache, any nyama in ordinary young people are now 60, 70. Or no dear no na akoye akot trigano. Entina yet me can say obi very advanced in age. Sometimes you want to do it with all these things in how do you call it in mind. Enti me pamucho say nipa no nya 80 dia. It's classical, it's good. But or you're above 80 years, or you're a good candidate. But as much as possible, send a doctor my history kakra no so boa. You know,
but one who send you sorry call boss up on ye.
Yeah.
Ebia me mammy the 80, or mammy the 85, will be the 75, will be the 88, 89, whatever it is. Or quack what panye randomly. Minim kind of questions a baby say I want to panye. Minim so the medical record be cool said yeah. How do they go about it?
The doctor like my miko and run ebisa me say mo any medical condition e dey ubon come answer.
Yeah.
Na we cry before
even while you doctor ejuma ho no.
Ampa omo bisa me although they know my background na a part of the process you have to be asked about comorbidities any medical condition. Na nipa no be wo panel nka say dru no ho a ono answer osa bisa o say oh any history of allergy. Severe rash obi or history of allergy I say woman in nsuo kra wan hwa ono nsuo timi yet said you wash poison bi sa no ye obi o ha antibiotics ayenum de bi a eboa ye any malaria ndro ayewo any man obi o ha ko one simple amoxicillin injection na penicillin the body timi react very badly enti nipa sa no obe one vaccine o take extra care and I'm happy to announce every center here vaccinated Ghana no about the emergency medications is my team no from our experience over the years enti omo hydrocortisone steroid obia 1 in 1,000 bia ono history of allergy no eboa no ma enyesa fe na ekohwehwe enu eduro we have it we also have adrenaline enti my advice as a doctor ni said obianya even 80 85 rakami the person is more likely about 95% to benefit from the vaccine than to have a problem with the vaccine. But what I say?
Yeah.
Obi anya even 85 years the risk that COVID sebi now COVID started you Italy in Yamana ekun something. The main reason was that omo homes ebi a age to most of them are normally above 70 years. Camila, it's
now two questions. Two questions. one of the main questions. Yes, Ebema Bema. Na Madame Fubi, or me senior friend crowd, or semi penny but Madame Fu Phillips Watakradi. Or Kwame, a friend of mine. He has had 15 children. Yet he's afraid to take the vaccine because he says he's read somewhere that it can make him impotent. And here one. 2. Obisusi Mimisa say, please ask Okoboy for me. For those of us who drink our alcohol, beer, whiskey, apio, what have you, can we drink the same day we take the vaccination? The day before? What is the reaction with alcohol? Please ask Okoboy also. Do you have to eat heavily before taking the vaccine? And also, do you stay off alcohol after taking it? And this one is just by former national athlete, ECU Adi. For those who know the history of our sports, Eko Adi Omuka, Omkusham Penina Nadu Nancy, I check a cramum. But they won the Commonwealth Games 100x4, made world history. He's 80 years old. I'll say, I took my jab yesterday.
Good.
So far, I feel good at 80. Well,
Yes.
so there you go. Okoboy, inti memasem 1, 2, and sanum.
I'm happy to say, Adi say, wow, all feeling good. Like I said, even in the aged, very advanced age, ubenya your benefits at dorsal change issues. Now I mean, Abirabi 102 years. Ushana, no we didn't change some 90-year-olds.
Yeah,
that's the difference. And some because I knew Biana, the strength are the same. Exactly. Now impotence.
Sometimes the president ID.
President Kufuor one idea.
Yeah, President Kufuor one idea. That's true.
The answer I try to explain say, you hear that in the literature in certain traditions say they say we are very older. Avoid this. At the same time, age is also a criteria to get it. So the reason is about the physical strength of the person. And then universal. President Kufuor age always. We better not show be work President Kufuor age. But we shall not say the old President Kufuor penny 20 years. Yeah. The fellow looks physically unwell. Alcohol, impotence need meaning bema bebrea omo wa omo mami report say omo ye juma kama brakami.
One kasa it is because also one rap.
Brakami say edru and do 24 hours. Cafe never do 24 hours. Now me share signals now. Who say still no. Say me call DVL here. You pass me say me road.
Road.
I
don't know.
Say sa kasa no. In fact, deliberate. Me can't be saying by accident. Anti-vaccine campaigners share no more share from him. To be patcho and yampa. Alcohol. The air me advising say, Obi Pisami. Alcohol is a drug in quote. Drug just a cold more. Etimi sisa sana what drink u perceive in yama. Enti obi wa offer up about no so timi catch na dream. So I drug, you don't want to add it to a drug the same day you get a vaccine. Now, scientists are careful. Before anybody can speak authoritatively, say, vaccine, vaccine, 1 week, and so these are your clinical trials. You shut up and conform a dive warm no manum. Now, you follow more, I check your more antibody count, I share issues. But in the absence of that, the advice I give people is that 48 to 72 hours after the vaccine, even if you are someone who drinks daily, avoid 48 hours to 72 hours. So that a drone call more. A trigger and the processes, at least in 48 hours, 2 days to 3 days there. Now, sir, foundation, for producing your soldiers, it is well on course until we do the studies.
A bit more moment to mean Turkish idea,
Oh, Rakam, 2 days there.
The one borrow be there.
2 days there.
The one borrow be after work.
Any encouragement? Okay, it's a 24 hours crack. The thing is that the more hours you wait before you drink after the vaccination, the better for you. I mean, can't wait so, me see the hours. Now, one button to me, 24 hours. They say admit you to hospital, like you said in Sabah Wado.
But maybe my final question, if Minja not to us, just educate us a bit, and then I'll go to Sampine Akwaba. I'll go to Sampine and Kabila. But Kabila, remember I was answering my question Sampine because they're class prefect for Monday morning, that's whom. Asthmatic patients. And more medical for more BBF no G6PD. So every time I try to read up on it, I end up being more confused.
Yeah.
Into me jai. But when you say G6PD, something about red blood cells,
Enzyme,
me tired, but most me brain and drew Dr. Ford and fact. So asthmatic
calculation,
but doc, on a serious note, a G6PD for asthmatic patient, because normally we also mark a lot about high blood pressure for any diabetic for any idea, any sickle cell any idea, but G6PD asthmatic for it's the same.
Like I want to say, among what G6PD, no, because I say enzymatic defect, a drobi or more, I was saying, function like all of us, but because of Omodiana at Sisaka your drugs be a odi more, the Omuntimi and ye a drone wejuma, and to we a doctor, Ushia will be. Most of the time, sometimes only so woman the driving over reactive. No, do I drive to say we a GC who share patient now be also a GC speed. I know no catch your list of drugs are you avoid in such people.
Okay.
Now I can say here say COVID-19 vaccine is not contraindicated in GCPD patients.
The crack is saying
the crack is say oh GCPD and in just a vaccine no you can also benefit from the vaccine. Now the good thing about the vaccine is the vaccine is not like a treatment drug. Eba prekuna was only pa duembu bumu na enya benefit na open. A vaccine is more or less like a primer. Primer say account. Now one kasa un start enya di ma ho. Enti metima ka say omo betimi age vaccine no. The other group are okay asthma no.
Asthma and sickle cell.
In fact, obi a oya asthmatic no. Chese oyobia ni enche na ni humi ni amano a trigger na is onya difficulty covid insu ni Dr. Beka says status localis e bia era adwin chest. So asthmatic patient are only 60 years no, that comorbidity and our medical history no qualify no to get a vaccine even if onya if anything 60 years na there and what's the onye se utemia ni say over call hospital onya 60 years we 30 now because we pay donor warranty wa ka say o asthma rakami how corner ko yes two things kai say wa ka say o yes asthma say doctor no corner ma we draw na asthma na ko no ma o just about vaccine actual for asthma that's on a lighter note.
And the medical doctor says asthma the oma tablet.
Now the more serious thing say and by accident say you choose 43 districts in Ghana.
How about sickle cell from Pacho?
Yes, sickle cell too. Every sickler are only 60 years. A serious comorbidity. Serious is significant because obi oye sickler.
And you bet me a pan.
Yes, obet me akona wako. Obi oye sickler onya COVID-19 and bra high risk.
Yeah.
Nti omu kan yon kofobi obi or the effect myasthenia gravis. Autoimmune disease. There were a lot of autoimmune diseases. And upon me call program but me kind say if a draw be a doctor they are mouth unum all the time a son who call hospital now start show your mouth it's most likely that you have a comorbidity. Unse obi o nim je comorbidity.
Yeah.
Apart from blood pressure and diabetes no but the point is that obia unya 60 now so you do what to a draw so num every day as a son who call for restocking just say my the mouth biom mouth so very likely say comorbidity. It will give them an idea of area doctor treat you for no. Now
make I say my last question, but me baby the bakwaba or your brain aneurysm survivor.
Wow.
Being a doctor, I'm sure you know what it means. Or say your friend Doris Yao say she doesn't mind say everybody doing.
Yes.
Doris Yao say now meaning about Doris is say as a brain aneurysm survivor, what are my risks chances in taking the vaccination?
In fact, the vaccine number 100% because why your brain surgery done once you've had surgery before you never know before I say medicine mono your surgery before that history nankasa is a risk factor because ya call muda emna ap enti onya edrona ebe buano unnim da everybody said ya some other procedure to try and either correct something or whatever. Enti or what do na beboano. Beboano papa.
Into on okay, great. Great.
Obi our heart condition. Yeah, surgery before. Obi a dialysis. Obi a treat you for some kind of undro and your painkiller. Obi a tanum roofing and no nya the other call say underlying condition I am vaccine. Only 60 years. Moja drone soon yet a drawer yet except for folic acid. Normally no sickle cell patients on far. As for them, they can go for the drug. Adriani, uko we don't know. I should say we did kakarabam. Anything just will be difficult. You don't have to eat and be too full. Because one of the side effects, adverse effects, I reported. Just say, you want to say a one or two can say nausea.
Nausea just say as a person of it.
Exactly. It is a uko na no pa we di fufu ana benku ana aduane doku minsa na bi aduane mu yeduru ara kam ye wo na obusu ko furu kakra wan hwa odi doku ni ma be 2 cents enti you have to have something or say undidi na unye okay but enye aduane a odi kwakọ hye aduro obi free say ni aduane mu ye dia na aduro no enka no ye brother, so that's it.
Right. Obia sending me to send me fan sendo. The first one says COVID may help fight cancer, chronic pain, and even Alzheimer's. Another one says the history of anti-vaccination movements. They are sending to me before in your spare time you find time to read it. James Kwabna Bonfe Kabila, so far so good. What will be there?
That be me transfer a bit many opportunity no ma will be. Na me so many others the crata to say the Dr. Okuboy ekutani die.
Well, we are discussing COVID and pay. In the meantime, you can about mpanyimfo a omumfie ekwanimu Nana Aborehema and wedding 92. Inti happy birthday nyame nkoso nto nhyirensuo engu abrabo mu Nana Aborehema. Happy birthday to you woma wonana nom yenum nyina wadofo no nyina yema afrishiampa nyankopon nhyira obebre kwarabrem
ai me kan titia say nsem ne po na poso ne die hia pa ne de Dr. Okuboyaka nim die ewo sade no ho say isapa de wakan me mfa bi enka ho minyi bi mfrim me kan fa ma nyina say yenti na supam ni titu ene say de enye no kra yaka fa vaccine empanyin ye di animu ama yensa ka ewo Ghana he. In fact de okan ye nyina de kwa kosi ni say ye won faso pi a ibenya afimu se bedi enya pa de ye nyenhu bi ewa dansidie bia mu enu ntese say obi twe ne ho efi ho de kra ni say Ghana mampani yankasa ya mamra ye hyehyɛ kyerɛ say ono na osombo pa wadi kan wakowo mpani agodo akese akukudam kwame me feel say symbolic quite apart from the fact say wo mo ankasa no wo mo create wo mo ade wo mo asi wo so mo nya walls e be breaki barriers no ana say emma yare no entre no nhweso ahohoaho a wo mo ye nyina ye nya rehwemu wo sade no mu say ye de hugimu a be bo me mpaye ne say de yanya nipa say 600,000
vaccines. Like I said, nipa be 300,000 million.
Na you see 50,000 should be so ba 2 million be so ba me mpaye ne say ne kase ne dodo no e be bantem na said the Dr. Okuboy ama ye nya rehwemu say you were a very effective deployment mechanism and our system ewo Ghana yi ye be di so na antempa na no yama obia ansa kanede mama jena kitwa bi na me DC wono COVID testing mpo ebe ye kwan a kwati kwan a ebinum fa so se wo be di enuanum nya ewo Ghana
ade
say ye test ye jisika and na make
I just wanted you to expand on it. Yeah.
Me never san me tia kwame bibi ye me
Obisi Mimbisa say, what is Sampine and Kwamna Buffett doing on the show? After Okoboy has spoken. Why? Are they going to talk about the political aspect of vaccination? Crazy, I love you, bro. Yes, BTA.
But maybe said, yeah, me de Anglia, me de bay, Doctor and cow, until be no superboy. More say, yeah, me, sir. And it mean pay me bonne say. Sa testing no, I won't who ye can create unity. Say, I say, ebi no fa ho say ye pese fa ho ye 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 di buye nuanom ye di sisi nuanom no vaccine ye abai and I say vaccine ye abai me enko ba ne sa say nipa bonefo bi ebe pese o mbe fa ho e di asisi oman no kane and I say omanfo e wo kwan ya o mbe fa so e di aye wo mu yi enti so wan general bi no ana de mesre ne say ye nyina oman ma oman yi ni ye ejina ye so eto da nsem ni bi won na ba ya nkasa no ye kan bi na ma ne ginsem asam a wo ye de ama ne wo sampa wo phone si wo nyindi nso wa send the ato platform bi so wo no wo nyindi a wo de ato platform so nipa na wo de ato platform so no wo ni mo dodo a wo mo eni o mo benya nimdie anase o benya hoden e de akase wo mo nyindi te say wo you don't have that knowledge and I will control over that et ye mo modern say yes social media internet aba boa ni ade de and so answer na wo be forward the bibi and now be send the bibi e de ato platform bi so no bisa ho say aso ade ya me de kwai ebe boa okun a oman no ko ani wiase nyina ye ku covid na na se emwa de a ene na me sande aye dey me kan fa mo se ka delete impo anya hye one for the one send
but ebi gidi nti no mo forward
na me kan ti se wo nyindi a na se wo gidi so a me sraw asema ye kan ankran sem se wo ni nyina so se asema wo si wagie di na ya ampa wo ni hu kwan se wo be spread it wujidi yes manin ka utrim na woni nya so ade na sese wo de komo obi ansa na wo de be kwa komo obi na wo kan from any person say onyini no na wo nyina so obi ntia am say do ka masa anu ye no ha bebre say ye wo bosrem ka ebi ne de ye de amane mani say wo ko wa ebi ase ni be si nhwehwe mo be na obi aya e kire say okowo vaccine bi a sabi e ma ne be mawu ye a enu nti ye de ye abakosem Bibia sani ho enti nisa wo de sade ne kra ye dey etre anase o ka kire o manfo kwa me ye dey ye be ka afom enti me de manu besia na masre se ye nyina de di kan ye momoden ne ni di ye 2 ye nhwe ye ho siesie mu ye ahonidie 3 ahonidie no adware ye horo ye nsa ye titi ye ntamu ni ade ye nye ahome obra da home na afen so you say social distance to da ubusa wo say na sasa na ye kan anu track ka na say yampampa say jitum because ujina ba bi obi be na ka so ma bi ntam bibi na ntam kaka asa de wo kire wo ho so ade say ye nyina ye bom modern say ye dey ye bedi ehuni na afen so ye nhwe say ye betinitini ye pom na metisa na wo ka say ye inhalation no say ye puno no ebi no puno ma no broso hey kwame obi so puno 30 minutes say o de ye dey kwame ade bia ye aduru bia no menyini say wo broso I say
David e wo broso anything na fa overdose awu
anti o puno a menyini say
opa bisa Dr. Kobo yes me ti radio so anka me ti me a kire a common painkiller o fa overdose be kun
no kwame
very easy and doc I'm sure say you know it better cry very common pain
bet me punu pa beyond a certain time limit
minimum be open 15 minutes continuous ya ka me now for omutie me was our platform no so me sure say omuni nipa kwa me kana mpese me boni din otimi ko hye bucket room di o hye mu a obepie no wa say as you have on the bed hey it's a matter you go die oh
chairman epunu me yare na yɛsi me mpunu me yiri tumi kyi me na ɔde blankets akyekyere ma sɛ wobɛpunu for 20 minutes adeɛ tete me nansa ya na ne ho dodo kakra na me sɛ yɛ apunu kakra ate ɛna me ame ko bubu nim tui ne nasefo na me kunu ayɛ after 3 minutes so yi sɛ na brɛ pa o
uchi mi sha hodo
wo 5 minutes wo no
and actually apunu maximum you be 5 minutes. So when you steam the correct at a certain temperature,
that's right.
After 5 minutes, you're fine. Another dog, me boy.
Psychological.
Your penisa. Dog, how dear, yes, so your penisa. You're in the Epunu Association, your pay ideas. Debbie, you know your family because Epunu, if you're an animal breast, ain't you know, some men are more your doctor for.
Every indigenous and traditional activity producing results, there is a science behind it.
Yeah.
The most important science behind a pruno is the steam.
Okay. Yeah.
Warmer temperatures and they're good for a lot of disease-causing organisms. Okay. Especially once you use your nostrils and your orifice, holes in your face, so once you subjecting them to the heat, it either slows them down or you can wipe out those who are up.
That's right.
And so because of this idea, I'll take very hot coffee. That is giving me a lot of temperature, and then breathe it, and then you are.
But a punu for life, because coffee no encore any, and then we are soon, and then we him when
cafe and work coffee no so I'm coffee papa that normal coffee and to crowd there.
Okay,
now opa punu we are showing
hot milo.
But dog punu we are showing. You won't get that effect from but calling na. Yes, Governor.
Me dear no na ewie na mesrel na mafa wa fidi so em say Asante Regional Secretary etie dear na no kwesi ada na menua pani Nicholas Kofidonko fimu ya na we ye ne 1 week friend say ye na wotweda ewu kumase bantama papa ko yudonko efie ho nti megina yabusua na mu na mada MPP mpanimfo a moba be jam ye damase bebre na me sure say yare yi ebre ne ho ase die said the Dr. Kubo Ekaye no as we are entering the end of the
beginning of the end.
Yeah, we are the beginning of the end.
The last phase.
We are sure say every no ebem na say yede eda yede be ye na ye no esisi so a yebema amanfo ate ene aso ntimi abusuan nyina me maye nyina yakọ na mama ye hyeben especially ne yire ene emofra.
Kwabra me da say now Nana Ano Ami here the second National President of the Ghana Institute of Safety and Environmental Professionals says 2 of our indefatigable occupational health and safety professionals, who are also medical doctors, Dr. Ako and Dr. Blood, check the name out, the name is Dr. Blood, have delved deeply into the COVID-19 vaccine and have highly recommended it without any reservations. As I speak, I'm on my way to take my jab at Medifem Hospital in Westlands this morning, and I encourage others to do same. One thing I know for sure is that Dr. Kopa's constituency, at least for now, has thrown away a gem, Kofi in Takwa. Kindly ask Dr. Okoboy, what about those who have the virus and do not show symptoms? Are they eligible to receive the AstraZeneca? David Broom. Good question, Doc. Ask the doctor why it is that the vaccine is administered only on the left arm, Papa and Takrade. There must be something about the left arm because he saw us in Colin and the yellow fever near the one. And then Walanyo and Akwetia says the leaders have taken the vaccine. Vulnerables are in doubt. He who has ears, go and take the vaccine. Walanyo and Akwetia. Kwame, I'm G6PD. I am 62 and I'm asthmatic. Can I take the COVID vaccine? Yes, well, from the little I know, you can go ahead and take it. You are even one of those who needs to have it. So please go ahead. Money from Teshi says, as a public health worker, I believe that there's so much education to be done. This is what the focus of Ghana Health Service should be now. Greetings to Dr. Koboy and tell him that I said in Lumin to you. He will add the rest to it. What's that?
Illuminate.
In their light we shall see light. Oh. Okay, Presec for Presby phone caller. If the world had listened to the conspiracy theorists, more than half of the world population wouldn't have lived to become adults. We still take our children for polio, yellow fever jabs, don't we? So why the fuss? Farouk in Tema. Dr. Koboy scored 99% in his earlier submissions, but because of his stance on Epunu, I've dropped it to 70%. Kwesi Reynolds Aguna Hodobe. Fawaz in Amasaman says, can we let our guard down after taking the jab? Fawaz, no. Don't let your guard down. It is not advisable at this point. Keep to the protocols, please. Very, very important. From the little I know, I'm not a medical doctor. I will never be. I have no qualification to be that. But I can tell you that and kase ma wo vaccine area intinum say me hohoro me nsa me share mask me mpaucho me selpa you never know why me dakuku because vaccines need be 60%. Dr. Abem
ebe mo kase na say ye wo vaccine na ye stay be share mask ye na ye ko ye de mpaucho pandemics ana epidemic here. One of those situations are we have to succeed together. You say na was say you free problem no ana be shame. Me can say oh ebusia for media mako say na me ko media and right unse me share me mask. Most of the time ya will say ya no bo by from severe illness and a bo by from getting the virus. Now, the annual didn't crown 95%. Just 5% of people can get a mild one. Is that not so?
Yes.
You don't want to even give chance to a mild one. That's my first case. So wear your mask. The second one is for the psychological aspect. And yet, come on. So, over committee, you know what I say, media vaccinate more cano, most of them mask. We have to keep on with the protocols, especially the mask, until the last man gets vaccinated. And then, as a country, no. Bet me I change it and say I feel a mask. But remember, washing of hands, keeping distance, a protocol when you check COVID. Science and public health at Chese, Obia Otta run in sa, on time fan in some surfaces, on time being in comfort too much hacks in your mano, and you know free a primo. And those principles need dear Ragami, in your pocket, the benefits are not.
In Pacho Muntina Asupem. Angie says, tell Dr. Koboy, a punu dear we won't stop. Before the vaccine, it be will help us. So, na Yarokodo. Angie, no day, and no buy. Okoboy in Cassin Tia, a punu, me pamcho. And San Ochnanko Yako twisted headline. On Cassin Tia, a punu. It's just that he was giving his opinion on other things. And the answer you say, a punu your boy. Tell Dr. Koboy, I've had itchy eyes since the 90s. I've used prescribed eye drops most days. I also sneeze about 10 times in a row. All have minimized since I started Epunu last year, so it's effective. Angelo in Adenta. Okuba Kopeno has the Epunu Brigade has come out strongly. Anyway, now me baby Bako. Oh, there was this other one I was going to ask. How come it just slipped me? Maybe Bem said Dr. Koboy didn't address it. I asked another question. Okay, I'll come back to it. Say me who question be a mess about. Sometimes Pachobrim.
Yeah, Chairman.
Yes.
My memo official.
I think come back to you and baby.
I think na. Yakasa. Yakati by a near India. Nini see here.
Debbie.
Anti official pa. Then I made it and come my name so. Yem fast da emba no me bompa ye me nyinara kwame enyo bibia ne nyane sa
Debbie
na wadamfo uncle Kwesi no say ye Dr. Kuba can be yes ye dey
yes
yeah the political angle na beba when we could enter
are they
all the conspiracies na eba efa vaccines ho no ebia nu ho a eye medical Bakukra ni wa eye medical because none per the literature makan no obiant been proven with any medical facts. Nina a political conspiracies. Where Yare kum nipa 50 million within 2 years.
This is what I was going to ask. Thank you very much, Carl Tufor. Carl Tufor, sports enthusiast, sports journalist. I say I just got my job. Ironically, it was on the right arm and not the left, as many have. Carl Tufor. That's what I wanted to ask Kokrokoo. Say, is there something special about the left arm?
Oh, Broccoli. In fact, the most important is a intramuscular injection. People
intramuscular injection.
Yes. Just a cut into your muscle. Into a beer muscle wall body part no. Yet me any wall. But the left is preferred by most how do you call it vaccinators, because most of the time positioning. Me see positioning. Send original
baby out, you know.
The left, you know,
more convenient. Yeah.
Oba me left easy access.
Yeah.
Oba eyes of the far corner. So anything strict, but positioning. Yeah.
When you got the answer, or Simin Bissau say, would you like, if you like this headline for a story, I can write it right now. Headline: Dr. Okoboy clashes with Epunu Brigade on live radio. Godon Sibidisa. Dr. Okoboy clashes with Epunu Brigade on live radio. Or say, if he wants a story without such headline, tell him I can write it now. Godon Osho Pacho. Obisu, or say, did Dr. Okoboy say Epunu is not good? Pacho, he hasn't said that too. Me pamucho. Now, don't let's get it twisted. Mo say meboa. Madam Funa me say, oye Epunu. Or say, upon your protest, I'll reduce the Epunu from 30 to 20 minutes. Bro, you don't need 20 minutes of Epunu. Try to one question she will mucus ne mucus
even the skin.
Oh, skin. I beg you. The heat directly on your skin, on your mucous membranes. Your mucous membrane, your pipes, a woman, baby, I want home fan. But can you question? Miss Ramon, Epunu 20 minutes. Hey, obviously, stop encouraging so we beg. Derek, I did encourage her, but the 15 minutes, no, 5 minutes. It be quite obviously 3 minutes.
So say
I prove 15 minutes na ya papa na ye nim jot ne de enkofo bi na the form you know more nim jot 30 years.
Doc, obisi bibi the NAFLD. You know what it is? NAFLD. You say, how about those with NAFLD? I don't know what NAFLD is, but
okay, let me quickly
if you could just find out for me, so that no obisa about wapani no.
Yeah.
NAFLD. And then let me see. 1, 2, 1, 2. My mother used to administer hot water douche after any surgery or major gynae issue. It has amazing effects. Right. When I had my last surgery in 2014, I intentionally asked if I could douche. Doctor said no. I didn't mind him cry. 5 days after, and within a week and a half, I felt good. I think that we should look at these old practices again because some are very good. Well, as Dr. Okoboy said, at the end of the day, some of these practices are jiffy and there's a certain science behind it. We may not look at the science necessarily, but it is what it is.
NAFLD is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Wow.
There's a normally liver occur through changes any alcohol nama changes happen, but once you see fatty, it means there's some fatty changes. Now usually if you are having even a chronic condition but when it's stable, your liver patient are always symptomatic.
Obidia sending me. Silly, thank you. No wonder you're a researcher. Silly, thanks. I'll say the accumulation of liver fat in people who drink little or no alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Yeah, so your liver patient now was unaya hono oyem nsuo abatamu unante kakawa bre we a symptomatic person so just say we liver problem no ayi nani but we chronic just say be a doctor the scan be ehu now so me cover in your ma we dey me take the vaccine once you are chronic but stable no you can take the vaccine.
Okay, so they can take the vaccine. So you who send the message that says once you're chronic but stable, you can go ahead and take the vaccine. Thank you very much, Dr. Boy.
Chronic no. NLD, Nam Crab Castle, New York Police Department,
NYPD.
Defense. The other main cohort. But, Chairman General,
yes, sir.
Most of these anti-vaccine campaigners,
yeah,
one more political. And if you don't handle it from that point, and also doctors, scientists, women know them dear, actually no, not that social psychological angle no.
Yeah.
Let's say you so you fahono near Dika. If you say, Che General.
Yes, sir.
Say me share TV binum. Now I'm kwa bontin ko interview nkrofo. Na nkrofo nsema wo mo kan ye no. Na e say who say ye wo adwuma ye. Hwe o hwe me sabonkum ha. Me ha, mabeti ha. Ska bi wo ha. Yeah, di 50 plus nyina no obehu bi. It's a time no vaccine na di ma no against smallpox,
yellow fever
ho. Enye ayo. The because na this knife and a tear. The dro bi agum. Edru na bi no the machine bi di su ho na bow.
Kasiari.
E bi na dem because what me call pan no panfo ni bi. Won so msu pan ya kasa.
In fact, only say ka na ba fo su. Because sa pan na su. Yeah. As a pump bi.
Who could never kene. Boy, you need to have a kakre e bi nyinya wo mani mo. Na fu to be mama mi di na.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Na me bo bi din.
Send me the photo now.
Okay.
Anya Jean Mensa. I don't know. Oh, that picture no. It is not Jean Mensa.
No, it's not. Chairman,
Okoboy gets support. Chairman General, I'm a chemical pathologist. And I can tell you Dr. Okoboy's recommendation on Epunu is a better and simple method of getting the same effects of the traditional Epunu process. Dr. Quarty. Well, good morning, Dr. Quarty. Thank you very much. Doctor supporting doctor. But Dr. There's one be eucalyptus leaves and also Doc, you give us 5 minutes of that. Then when we finish, we'll drink the coffee and the Milo.
Only pathology
because chemical pathology, babe, let me say, this is not my field of endeavor. But Dr. Kwate, we appreciate your intervention, but you give us 5 minutes. 5 minutes of neem tree or eucalyptus will be fine. And this but
blanket refill so the free beer no
Dr. Koboy, permit me to do this because they've asked me to do it live. I know you don't want it because I know you a bit, but I'll say, Chairman General, it took the timely intervention of Dr. Koboy to save the life of one of your regular serial texters, Uncle Ato of Spintex. Kindly thank Dr. Koboy for us, for his love and care, and to borrow your words, for his service to God and country. Nana One in Kaswa. I am just a messenger, Koboy. Amen. Approve commando.
Approve for life. Approve for life. Approve for life movement.
Will be the picture I send me. Old vaccination panel. Good morning, Marcus. Thank you very much, bro. Long time no see. Have a great day, Marcus of State Protocol. Bless you, my brother.
There's one day to my friend Kobe.
On
him no. Me pesa me the community best account. Kobe
Kumi. My own Kobe Kumi. Oh, Kote, so they are sending me. Okay, Kote, thank you very much. Right, meet you.
Yeah, into share the history. Say bibi say influenza. Within 2 years, so now kum nipa about 50 million. Well, we are say it took time and sana omunya vaccine. Yeah, 3 years with this COVID. Yeah, nankophobia no dey I can ho ma anti for no. We talk about the shortness in the time now they develop vaccine no.
Yes.
Say baby no took 2 years, maybe 1.5 years. Why can we have that within 8 months?
Why 8 months?
But
so Dr. Kobe obidi another yaba. Obidi another thought about or say I think because most people are right-handed.
Yes.
The people who are doing the vaccinations probably avoided the right hand in case of swelling and pain. Yeah. So you don't lose the use of your arm and its functions through pain. Yeah. It probably is one of the reasons. Richard Enedianobaye. And back to Sampine and the 8 months of getting a vaccine.
Chairman, maybe a sad poor, but the vaccines are taking in a Bunkum Nigeria. Chairman, no nation can call the Kobu Biena. Now, it's a Kojawunia, Region Minister Ashanti. And
no ban event.
Here, no time continue. Mifi ha mekwa kwa Jimmy Jab Jason Sam no do mo kan nyina no na me kan kosi we say some argument ni say adentina 8 months then you lose fact of certain issues say samre no na technology na etisɛn infidia na the process test no na efficiency etisɛn I know say na ye ka say Anka no pinhole camera na kwame chairman.
Yeah, secondary school.
With this phone, pixels na woman woman crack from a distance. Obetumi zoom about 1,000 meters away. No when you clear photograph of the person.
Yeah, you're right.
Of whatever you want to shoot. It is a share sa technology. Na the to na no na challenge plane mo yet senior. Near the real cameras na quote no and na entisa into they should understand say technology no fasting the pace of development and R&D research and development all the fields no aye asamoa every day day out no winya wo means of developing so that issues are better up no they can quickly get solutions to those challenges.
Bro, hey, Doc, hey, Sampai, forgive me, say I keep butting in why. Because listeners so are contributing. Now, Doc, here's somebody or mommy symptoms or mommy effects after side effects, if I should call it that. Or say it was a weird night. Or say I took my vaccine yesterday. I got a fever, but it broke. I felt my limbs were heavier than they are. I hallucinated a bit. I had a splitting headache. I took paracetamol, and now I feel very normal. Yeah. I thought I was alone until I called someone who I took the jab with. He also complained of similar, almost same symptoms. Took paracetamol. He's also back to normal.
Yes. So
what is it?
The most commonly reported, I prefer to call it adverse effect. Adverse and yet the outcome now by etmiba. So some. Joint pain kakra na uti ya para na is okay. Yeah.
Chaba badaf bi ko wo ni de nra. Na enumre nu na otwa Guinness baako. Ela bisa say no akọ vaccine wunma 24 hours but so we dey say yensu e dey na ne ani. But no pay my friend said what is I say he's very good. Doing very, very well. I said I told the beer tell me Susan no or my vaccinations no. Lots of us different reactions so. Until me sure say ubenya same reaction. Said the doctor I know say the physio of yen no obia de e be differ. Yeah. Even with triplets or twins, so I'm diabetes me a different beer, a draw. Here, me background, I'm on your pain, or no painkiller beer. Because one man painkiller beer penna was started the new air until on your pain, or no a drug beer, Benumusu sana, because of the moment of Ben even paracetamol. Now, the new but I said you bet me a cabin to make a parade as spring in as if for prep Friday and I know my chemical engineer so my panadol no man Woman fee any war.
Enti doc, you recommend say BBNia omofa painkiller, paracetamol or
yeah, say paracetamol say over the counter drug. Enti ukawo almost anya dia but the paracetamol no ye num too many days. One number should be about 2 days or 3 days. And adult, of course, 1 gram, just 1 gram morning and evening is okay for 2 or 3 days. Don't go beyond that.
Yeah, no matter your hypertension, diabetes, near the your vaccine area. Still, it's me for a BP drone, diabetes drone. It's me for you can continue with your regular medication.
Yes,
okay.
But we would say the question, Bueniano, who decided to say, I dare bet you more alcohol to me, Trebiana.
24 hours before. 24 hours after.
Sir,
if it's possible, men trap.
Okay, that's all. Bra, what you did, tomorrow I can. Abuse has said, Mr. Doc, or say the second wave whereby now B. I think that the person, a medical doctor, or say there's a likelihood say after recovery, you can test positive for HIV. Or so do not mean say Yanam to win the doctor was him. I mean
cross from HIV from COVID to HIV.
Say one more. So I almost started as no.
We're uninformed.
It's the chairman. Now make the history no. So share and for your media houses need be. You fuel into this because me honestly say me call that me couldn't kubisa. I mean what then I me name man your best cook ever call you my free ho and sabe when you won't go be beer man same move. Chairman na over holiday I won by last week me can have me say vaccines no we must start to administer wo nipa dasani so no eni busumi mienu
Peace FM
clinical observations research ben and the proof say obi inside tigu obi so enti adentina wo no a wonnim hwe wakwa foma ba wanya kontom rebu ko bo apese adi na wo bo no woti ho na beka na wo no a wo di camera kosi di so no wo so record na wo to ama public no.
Maurice Kwanzaa, sports journalist, or say Odfani dear Enra, or say at dawn today I felt a slight localized pain around the shoulder and small temperature, so I dissolved Panadol in a glass of water. I am feeling okay now. Let's see what the rest of the day has for me.
Yes. Now I say sports winning now one rather and when your front line for and dog.
It be a more underlying condition.
Okay. All right. And the chairman,
Yeah.
sir, said the Nakabile Kano, asam ne ba na ye propagate one big issue. Then again, doc, must say your name one more canon so. I think say in Chichimuno call for me. If we say Nkofua a cast answer no, which means say purely uninformed opinions and suggestions no they can asem no. Until one more bang and you be too afa. Na wada voka politics yi Nkofua dey say I'm koye campaign mutumi kwaje NCC cast come isi nom de koye aduma dey na mutumi emfa cast bi nkoka ho mo nya aduma all the political angle no mti wada to catch it. Here the NCC no so should be up and doing. There was a civic responsibility. Ghana Health Service, ebeye womo there.
Also, there's civic responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Womo ebeye Ghana Health Service ebeye won edie. But womo so no ene one said it true. Because we say enye MPP asem, enye NDC asem, enye CPP asem. Eyo oman Ghana ene yare a abawiase nyina eho asem. Ntia nya so no yema omo the support that we can. Then again, you already pay for no. Yenya individuals, philanthropists, and Kokrokoo contributed in the form of PPEs in Asifo. Say no, NCC you know mudin komobiana. They talk about budgetary constraints. Say womusika sem ewo form. And hodin no yenya ya de boa ma yenya PPEs. Emma Dr. Kobo enom de hihye wo monsa di kata wo monim di so ya sena ye mu bibiri ya won kwane no mejiri sese mso sa anamon no ye betimi atu ne de aboa eno so yentu enfamoa. Look, minim how you guys are controlling the vaccines, but say the kabila kan no the tendency of people say wo mo be create artificial shortage na wa mo so dia ye bibi
on way business
we share me ha uko hospital clinic health center we abenya bia wo na mo uko a e say ni di nkomo kakra amu enkrofo bebre be person mo bewo apart from one kind of publicly so among no chairman there are lots of us ye eager say ye bewo at all costs wa done for transport minister before some Ghana vaccine no nothing could be nya kra nka say America kra no be kwa kope bi ho awo di nipa say ma kira say obi wo ha no see obepa kwan bia so awo ni bia obenya obewo enyo no nko a lot of them and people may take advantage of that situation and into mama wani enko said the people is nearby you could be with private facilities we are not Ghana health service symbols na bobo government of Ghana not for sale but was being sold no mommy share and also eye na in no chairman
yes
me demand no be see we asem no so no let's observe the protocols
very important
ya se bu ko na ko wo ukwaji we yi ni bia enu am hwe otikoko so otumfo we friend ntuma na de fita bia no masumenti ase asem no ye be kwa ko bisam ye na oji ne de owie ni reji ye me hwe mpanifo meti se chief imam
my message Bobisa se message na pai na omo won fie am kwa kwa won
won fie
chief imam
okay enti mi hu se muslim mpanifo bi so akọ wo mo edie
okay
there are lots of people more are coming no and I wa na person ka
me fie na mkwako na me de so nsemeka
enti na me nu mienu ye be kwa wo ni afia je certificate
obi na nu kwan se ba ka odi wa chi da ko
he's riding on my back
come me azu met me akwa ko
na so dia ja
me kra nu akwa ko
there's obe so minsa but yeah
kano ye kwa ko no ma ye nyae ye ho I said what a powerful back set out there two team na mo say 11 ti we say oh and you need the agro bi wa chire ho wa utiri nye 10 minutes ni pa de bet goes ni bi afrima wa hu say what do to guard nti protocols no maka no ye ni so still social distancing as if they are no confused be physical distancing so ye fa me no nyina ye fa mum ye hohoro ye nsa nsu a etene ye use ye mask ye sanitizers ye ni ye ho ne ho ni said ye be ye no ni ye fa futupa we need to preach optimism.
I'll come to that.
Not pessimism.
Let's preach optimism.
Not pessimism.
Another doctor has appeared, Dr. Ntiamwa from Agogo. He says, Kwame, dear Kwame, a punu has no scientific basis. In some cases, it can even suffocate people to death. So don't blame Dr. Koboy. Your dear Dr. Ntiamwa, point well noted, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And then let's see. I want to draw the attention of the Ghana Police Service to something. Sadi Maka for it's been years, and this morning I have pictorial evidence. Will be picture pictures they are sending me. And Tina Sampain can NCC, you know, and not can be said it is their duty to educate on civic responsibility. Now, me person me di way come. Media no, near me back about a year and a half or 2 years ago. Me who media no, Fiesta Royale traffic lights. Obisu huni there airport police station traffic lights ho anope obi atwa infoni abremi Ritz Junction Medina. I'm sure you'll be wondering what I am going on about. Yeton nkrantie ne sekan our traffic. People sell cutlasses, knives, our traffic. I don't know, say police for the bet you more. Say we don't seem to realize the danger of Sadiana ye. Say one day, me ma say one day, yan stop Sadia, you beton tu, and as will be correct you, any our hawkers no traffic, no the now so say or ton tu. A quiet picture here, dear Bremy. Okra. Bear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kranti, cutlass.
Or the pedal.
Oton.
Never near tons Kokrokoo.
Because yet ton obian kaonshi. And our catch him to who are rich junction Madina here. Mimi the menu who be our Fiesta Royal traffic light. Obi sending me picture bare year and a half now 2 years ago. Airport police station him. And I pay your son sending another picture. How can we allow say yet ton cutlass and non knives? I will not require. How?
Not correct.
I did yet to pure water cry say and yet. Na utikemu na se ubi nipa bonini bi o snatch cutlass hi baako ana nipa no so oton cutlass ankasa no no kwa boni bi nti no oye na obi anhwe ho ana anwumre bi na odi siw so a na
Chama me fa bi to dia so na nse
ana se omo ton ho kese omo ton wo kwanwi manusi sumraso ana manu de sumraso. If a fight erupts sentokwasi nipa mienu ntam
no kuchim
na okohwim ade fi akwensem no odi attack a year. That's obi a wawu ayenya on our hands.
Chairman, me what experience.
I don't get it.
And Che amakom traffic lights or they call LDA asor honum.
Yeah.
On nkora no stresses ka no. Oba meka ho a oye so streams ka. Also me so me do traffic jam there make sure my lock me doors nyina.
Yeah.
Obo mo amanfi or the metal be scratch be ka no.
Yeah.
It say nipa no ne bo foot to an extent say was sika wan fa manunti on pe bi fam prawa holding those weapons no it's opportunity for the person to snatch one.
Exactly.
It's your best friend me am of fakan
Master asemi I don't know edia ye twema BBS.
Oh na chairman adeba ko ha adwene
How say ye ton second
ye kan he
Kranti Kokrokoo whatever it is ye ton a lot of kwanso.
Chairman ye kan he my police need security and super on them obeti atafufuro bi
obi etimi nka hwe fa ho
No, say.
I don't know beka sometime say nipa kura Kranti e ton openly and I make say entokwasi boys in tem wo kwan no a na otwe ayi ni ba ko a who stands to lose? Yeah,
animals are I want to make carry area to was only maybe a free and in history can who say your shops mean body di e wo my way ukofawa say nim ye ton dogs breeds
in Kraman
Emma ya line your more kwan ho when you inanimate ana
animate yeah
a come over cage mu obi timi gina ne car na wa fat ne car no mo say wa to de ko
unim yare a wato atuko.
You know, so
How?
I think we have to be conscious.
Another doctor arrives. Debbie, Dr. Ernest York, Greater Accra GMA chairman, that's Ghana Medical Association. Dr. York, my chain. Kwame, good morning. I urge all Ghanaians who are eligible for vaccination to take the opportunity and get vaccinated. Let's ignore the misinformation, the myth, and outright falsehoods concerning this vaccine. I took my vaccine yesterday and I'm fine today, except for a slight injection site pain. Kudos to the government. However, I pray that the government will work hard to get enough vaccines early enough so that we can vaccinate as many people as rapidly as we can to achieve the desired herd immunity. Hashtag get vaccinated. Dr. Ernest York, Chairman, Greater Accra GMA. Doc, good morning. Have a beautiful day. Beautiful day, beautiful day. In the meantime, Uber driver be with team and pay for Joseph in Kroma. Joseph, Uber driver Joseph in Kroma, Mache Papa. Na Boyjuma, why? This one says, oh, you're complaining about cutlass sellers. Come to the Fiesta Royal traffic light. They are growing in numbers. Kwame, they show you a well-sharpened cutlass and ask if you don't want to buy one. I mean, how? So imagine say ni pay. Ibi anaju mu kan. Ana anaju mu pon kan, but we're frustrated. We who sort the Benz. We who sort the car fefem. Ofi say wunti ena obre. Okuta sharpened cutlass. He's offered it to you for sale. What's a mentor? Why in a himo? Na sa wire no. Na triple. Na ebia. I mean,
Sawa and I Benz starting.
Benz is shooting it. Benz ni V8 ni. Everything is here. You can't say, but it is dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Annie Osabute is asking if pregnant women can take the vaccine. Annie, no. Even me, I'm not a doctor, but I know.
Yeah.
Pregnant women are not allowed to take.
You started trials, clinical trials. You did some pregnant women in other jurisdictions. Now I share what I see for them.
I say there's a guy who sells axe.
Ekuma.
Oton Ekuma, our traffic lights now was psychiatric hospital now was Salem down. Oton Ekuma.
But no, the patient, the customers and the customers here.
Ekuma, Oton Ekuma, our traffic light too.
Yeah, by the way, Madam Alcohol.
Obviously, me can say Nkranti. Man can Nkranti. Me say Nkranti. Oh. Me wafa Kwame Usudo cause my lovely nephew is pronounced Nkranti, not Nkranti. Oh, wafa me can Nkranti.
What is your take on Omo? I mean, say no so coalition member against you. Omo kita bushmeat for Kwame.
Obi mean to be that.
But
how do I know where it's from? How do I know how it's been preserved? It's it's all. Ufri Kumase ba. No bi kuta akrantie. No epeja. Say eye nra. Say na ochi. Say ne nansa.
Kwam chok.
Wa pa kisa me to. Let me say a very good morning to my brother Wadada in London. I don't know if you're in Accra, but Ja Wadada, good morning. And thank you for listening. But sometimes in Yukum, Obi say, Obi say, oh, there be I can't hear no. Near Tom Crown. Oh, my bad, free, please. Do I know what's there be many in your friend.
Something, come jam. Well, come beyond one to be, and that's a result we do. You never want to be. Now, can't say we are. We'll back Marcia or baby. But on the lawyer,
I mean, more than I meet tonight. That one is out. Pacho, dog. Okay, me ni panedian from okay. You have a friend George from Kofodia. Also, we did 60. Na our drug be so. Me who but me body amount. Hydroxyurea.
Yeah.
Hydroxyurea. Or say, can I take the jab?
Yes, he can.
He can.
Yes.
So George from Kofodia,
I think
hydroxyurea. I hope I got that pronunciation right. Dr. Fam Mutiemi said, if I got it wrong, forgive me. But anything I'm But hydroxyurea, I'll say George from Kofodia. He wants to know if he can take the tab. At the light at the Accra Mental Hospital, people sell cutlasses, and this is from Kofi Kapito, Unimseba Consumer Protection in Sanyama. He takes it off for the World Cup in Hindi. The Accra Mental Hospital in Yaton Krante. I mean, how? Cutlass, axe, Kokrokoo. This is the interesting one. Then I'll go to final comments and then we'll wrap up. Chairman General, at first they said the vaccine will kill Africans, so we don't want it. Then they saw Europeans and Americans being vaccinated. Then they said, when is ours coming? Our leaders don't seem to care about our people. Chia. Then the vaccines came. Then they said, why is it free? And why is there a ceremony to receive it? What's the big deal? Chia. Then they saw the media all over the world reporting on it. Then they said, our leaders should go and take it first. Otherwise, we won't take. Chia. Then our leaders went to take it first. Then they said, oh my God, have you seen? The nurses went wearing gloves. Cheer. Then it was explained that it's the WHO approved and preferred safe practice. Then they said, but why are our leaders taking it first? They don't care about the people. Cheer. Then the vaccine was made available in communities and queues formed on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then they said the queues are too long. In other countries, you are notified on your phone when to come. Chia. Ebe yo. Ghana fo binum. Ye bonia ye dodo. Abba. Oba wa wo. Wo nwo so ajai. The thing self in no plenty. Kofi dia ufori in kofodia. Interesting. This one says, like joke, this thing you're discussing is very scary. Selling knives and cutlasses on the streets. I just witnessed a serious fight between a trotro driver and a motor rider at Adenta Race Junction. It was very intense with both parties shouting all over for weapons. Imagine someone who sold knives close by. It could have been a murder or crime scene this morning. Echo Brand sends that one. I don't know what we can do about it. But say your tongue or kwahum. It's crazy. Crazy. Yes, PK, someone with asthma can take it. We discussed it earlier this morning. In Tipacho or asthma to make of are the Ghana Standards Authority traffic lights. Besides the cutlass sales and the growing number of child beggars, they resorted to more or less blackmail, especially those with party pendants. They initially give you funds to give them money. And those of us with party pendants in our cars, they initially give you funds to give them money. When that fails, they resort to insults and threats of voting against your party. Mike Kokrokoo Fourier Sante, NPP Amasaman constituency chairman. Samo. Just say, baby, you don't know. Yes, in for a ton cutlasses. For all you know, some of them are mental patients. Ebi wo hwa na nipa no kwa na sebi ebi na adwemu eka no. Sampan yapon. Any other comments yapon?
With a simple question, the back doc. No, you see those on TB medication almost qualifies as prohibited.
TB is long term. Say or stable, I think obeti na take.
But acquire say man or more.
Of course,
and a vial so how many
I have not been particular, but each injection is just 0.5 mil.
Okay.
And it's a vial, no, 5 mil mils vial. It can take off 10 people.
Okay.
And the point is say nurse no vaccinate and yadi na enye won na betwini nyina ama.
Okay.
From the same vial no, your treatment incrofo I'm expecting that 10 people should take one. Okay. That's if my calculation goes say 5 mil. Say 10 mils there, then it can even be 20 people. Okay. But I think it's a 5 mil vial. Now obia de no need to know the shemu no new one. Sterile. In the fact say Dr. Kobo de you free mu no enche say time out de bebe mu no na e contaminated. It's sterile.
I tell some point time no cannot be a question. Obi say
what is what was Supreme Court and what if the in power?
But me judge the Canadian French.
Oh, meticulous.
But Obi say ne papa.
Not the benevolent
dictator. Obi say ne papa. Stop it or Bushmeat TV or Kwan ho. Oba be drive you up na nipa no Thomas ka che ni so. Odufia onyi yimade ntungu. Esane se watcho se ye de adro na ayemu. Aye de adro na yi no. He drove off and threw the whole thing away. Anytime mean to be.
Now officer Abuache festival and you go chi no live ana.
Yeah.
No. Gunshot pellets no.
Most of them.
So
I'd prefer say men who are kwan ho.
Yeah.
Na ma kwotwo ba ana restaurant ya ma me akrante na mari. But say me gina me car. I walk kwan ho. Beton nam raw meat. Forget it. Come on.
Send us up a show no.
Yeah, say Obeso catch him say my friend don't bring yourself there. Yes sir.
The deployment of vaccines.
Yeah.
Marks the beginning of the end of every pandemic.
I like that. But you repeat it.
You see, the deployment of vaccines marks the beginning of the end of every pandemic, including COVID-19. Anyone who avails himself or presents himself for a jab is writing his name in the history books as being part of those people that got rid of this particular pandemic. So let's make history together, right, Kwame?
Oh yeah, I'm on my way to make history this morning. Sometimes you say me pa kra me nya me de on mbekwa ne de no. Seja. Me woni ntia sampai protest say na ono otonam my anka. Home meat. Dr. Ernest York says Dr. Kubo is right. It's a 5 ml vial, 0.5 ml per person. So a total of 10 persons per vial. They use a new syringe per person, so it's very safe. Kwame, you are granted in the How about the smoked one? Dr. York, the smoked one, I think I'll go for it.
I would say
the smoked one value has been added.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Value added. The smoked one has value added. And no ebe boy pa then your value added. That's smoked again. Him say no. It's a form of preservation. Yes.
This picture on social media of maize corner any corner you are smoky. The Indian should be pricing about 0.5%. They are smoking. I think 2 or 3 cities. And I want to say, go through some fire. Now even heat can change the price. Everybody must go through fire.
Go through fire, so because the heat will change the way you perceive things. Dr. Frankia Sari Donko says this issue of selling of cutlass and other dangerous materials on the streets must be seen by the police and the security agencies as a national security threat. In the UK, such items are sold in the shops, but one will have to show their ID to show they are not underage. This is a way of controlling who buys such items. Don't stop the crusade. Dr. Frankie Asaridonko, I can just do the little I can. This one says, how about the families tactically placed at traffic intersections to beg for arms across the country? Kwame, some of them are from Zamfara in Nigeria. They were put there as a form of business by shameless persons who exploit them. They are also a potential national security threat. Yes, I agree with you, Bruno. I mean, it is crazy. It is crazy. You know. I like that statement by Okoboy. He should make it again. Okoboy will make it again for me at this point. Iron Man says at the mental hospital traffic lights, there's a guy who's mentally retarded. He cleans the windscreens of vehicles for a tip. Kwame, in case something goes wrong and he grabs a cutlass on sale nearby, what does one do? Well, back to my point. I mean, this issue of selling cutlasses or an axe or knives or whatever it is. I mean, street hawking in itself is bad enough. It creates problems, especially motorists or more people windscreen. It's a major problem that we are dealing with. The social effects, the national security effects of it, and what have you. But to have them now selling cutlasses and axes and what have you is taken it to a totally new level. And I don't know how, but those in charge should do it. I remember Dr. Buko Kubaka said in the beginning of the end. We'll get to that. Let me say a very good morning to you, Rosalind of TV Africa. Thank you very much for the support and everything. Richly bless you. God should. And then this one says, okay. Doc, Empacho, one final one before you come. They'll say, I have an autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis. And I was listening to you this morning. Or say up a clarification. Obetimi afa.
That's why it's stable. Obetimi afa.
Okay, so you can take the vaccine as long as you're stable, as your condition is stable. And as long as your condition is stable. You can take the vaccine as long as your condition is stable. Or autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis. You can take the vaccine as long as your condition is stable. Okay. Doc, let's say the vaccine rollout is sometime
now as man now can bounce kind let me you Kumasi police omutiopa.
Kumasi police me chum.
I'm a traffic lights. This man.
Sorry, but some of my listeners are just silly, man. We see me, Mr. I just saw the message. I'll say, ask Dr. Koboy, If I am on Viagra, is it considered comorbidity?
That's a medication.
There be apart as a condition, no? Or say I idea of Viagra. Is he considered as somebody with comorbidity, underlying conditions? Oh, I love you guys.
Or share vaccinator now. No, I can't. Why any case?
Oh, there be Jacob. Yes, we do. Also, Kumasi Police.
I'm a traffic line. I'm a scratching me car.
Yeah, okay.
But then he be endam ho. There be no kutaba. Na or 13 say mamiska. What not to watch you?
Yeah.
City authorities so be and me and you know everyone and nipa way so be beton se kind ever wha. When you sure say obey me the abano abona you see can be not the akoso damage ana. And you will call no yen nyina ye bisum. Enye national crusade. Yen twema obi amfa meye politics a. Ade ba ko chairman e kun your mayim no ene sa ade no. Say ade ne nye na so bi beka say yen yin free ho a ubenya another group of persons. Me ka pass microphone ko am robbery and the police will kum wo mo. Wom so no e be ye issue krom ha say identity na police for no anchi on rather no mo kum when the police were even in danger.
Only exchange
gunshots.
And only police exchange there so be kum.
Enti eba ne sa no a na e ha adwene pa nti yen nyina yen som na da bia meka o nipa ba kunsa ohi entimi nkata nyamiani asem ne ba na da bia be no politics be no politics a uhwe data wo ha onwo ho kire wo hiafo dose chen yen na hiafo dose chen yen no na Abraham Baslo num no o ma e kan development and world creation asefo o mo ka da bia se de hia ne bia nim se sikani ene ma ehia no enti kwa me se ban side dia da bia nyina be fo bicycle ne ne mabontin send dia ne nyina ya yepe na sanso ne de chichire o man na. It's an important thing for us to discuss.
Very important, me that say bebre. Doc obi say or have serious underlying conditions but currently incapacitated, seriously bandaged leg. How can I get the vaccine? Doc, is there any suggestion?
So
bandaged leg. Yeah.
Oh, I can say any say and say wape say I mean nim sana the condition it say drop to the nearest vaccination center or if one of the 43 districts now vaccination deployment now and once I call one of the centers no my man.
Okay. Yeah. But also in 90 man mobility is slow.
And I mean say with I say unanabia this a man who to come and say hospital. Still
so I say only Julie Jukakaka. How about blood clots, potential blood clots?
Oh, honestly, I mean, trials na
yeah.
The injection, the size of the needle, and intramuscular injections, you know. Unsa anka needle la, draw what you call vein, intravenous, and intraarterial, what you call ebia moja fana. Due to the disruption in flow, no weka say ebia. Mean potential for clots.
Yeah.
But remember, this is an intramuscular injection. Injection I'm on a call muscle. And the muscle, until I am bleeding, he said, yeah, wow, who's your set will be lying. Or because with tonight, ensure fan moja moi. We are sometimes moja banning because a BID funnel, they are caught into blood vessel. Where your blood vessel, when I did no shit.
Muscle.
Intravenous injection, intramuscular. Muscle. And a muscle, normally on a normal day, you don't have all the ammonia blood supply. Almost the kakano and your place are moja problem. So as for clots, let's take it out. It has not shown up in any of the.
Ain't he? See the beginning of the end. What kind of saying?
No, but me see, in the management of a pandemic, the deployment of vaccines marks the beginning of the end of that pandemic, and anyone who gets vaccinated writes his name in history books as one of those people who saw to the elimination of the pandemic. So let's all make history.
We should have hope and make history. Yes. Bernard Okoboy, medical doctor, politician, Sampine, school teacher, politician, James Kwabena Bonfe, still in school, politician, and Rebecca Nwanope, Yadamasi Benyami in Shiramo. Happy 60th birthday to Bishop Hansel Ejay Frimpong, presiding bishop of Fruitful Family International. Is from Amir Fuakuto and the entire congregation to you. And happy birthday, Rest King Ohene Boateng of our sister station, Hello FM. Happy birthday, Apostle Peter George Derry of Christ Apostolic Church, Ashanti region, from Kwame Ama of Despite Media. And also to you, Loving C, happy birthday to you. Checking out on this morning's edition as well. Wednesday morning, March 3. And tomorrow is March 4. Making way for the next news broadcast at 12, and for Kokrokoo Bilson right after me. Yeah, the master somebody with Fidia 2 Piece 104.3. Monkai said, my prayer for you is the book of Numbers in the Bible. Numbers 6:24 to 26. Where it says very simply, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have. Get vaccinated. I'm going to try and get mine done today. COVID and other things make us continuously remember that it's a tough world out there. Indeed it is. And so when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.